Welcome to the match play quarterfinal of the 122nd U.S. Amateur Championship, conducted by the United States Golf Association and hosted by the Ridgewood Country Club.
8 quarterfinalists remain alive at Ridgewood. Some are looking to keep their dream run going into the weekend. Others are exactly where they expected to be. Regardless of what category these players fell into, even the most intense competitors had trouble hiding a smile, as reflected on just how far they'd come. You'd be hard-pressed to find a better example of someone playing with house money than Nicholas Gross. The teenager from Downingtown, Pennsylvania, became the youngest player since C.T. Penn in 2007 to advance to the quarterfinals. Nicholas doesn't remember the 2007 U.S. Amateur at Olympic, or the person who won it, because Nicholas Gross is just 15 years old. Standing across from Nicholas on the first tee was Dylan Manetti. Despite all his match play experience, this is the deepest run for Manetti in the U.S. Amateur. Those expecting a shaky start from the youngster would be proven wrong. Surprisingly, it was the veteran Manetti that stumbled early. They matched birdies on the par 3 second hole, but early bogeys for Manetti left him 2 down after 4, with one of the hardest stretches of holes staring him in the face, forcing him to deal with adversity much earlier than expected.
From Hillsborough, Virginia, Alex Price.
Another quarterfinalist looking to push the sun up into the clouds just a little longer would be Alex Price. Playing in his very first USGA championship, Price recently completed his junior season at Division III Christopher Newport University. To make it to the quarters, Alex defeated the reigning U.S. junior champion Wenyi Ding and 2021 U.S. Walker Cupper Ricky Castillo. Further proof that anyone in the field has a chance at making the Havemeyer Trophy their own.
From Columbus, Georgia, Ben Carr.
Standing in Alex's way to the semifinals was Ben Carr. The Georgia Southern fifth-year senior made a 20-footer on the first playoff hole to defeat Nathan Franks to reach the quarters. But he won't be the only Eagle from Statesboro, Georgia at Ridgewood today.
So we had people fly up this morning, some of them from the athletic department, Jared Binko, our AD, and my AD's son, Hudson Binko. Big supporter of ours, Leonard Bevel and his son, Josh. My coach, Carter Collins, our assistant coach, Daniel Castles, my women's coach, Mimi Burke, and Jared Lott. There's just so much support. There's nothing like it, and I'm just lucky to be a part of what we have going on down there, and to get them up here watching, it just gave me so much more confidence knowing that, I mean, win or lose, I could hug every single one of them after the round, and yeah, just an extra boost and a little extra motivation to win.
Carr rode the wave of support from his gallery, while his opponent found himself searching for answers. He made birdies on 1, 4, and 7, despite dropping a hole to Price on the challenging par 4 fifth hole. Carr found himself heading to the 9th tee, 3 up in the match, inching his way closer to tomorrow's semifinals. Unofficially, of course, the best head of hair in the field belongs to Shea Legoo. Hiding that flow with a cap just wouldn't make sense. He defeated 2-time Asia-Pacific Amateur champion Yushin Lin and one of the 4 co-medalists this week, Hugo Townsend, to get to the quarters. The biggest challenge Shea had faced all week up to this point might not have been on the golf course. It was in the USGA Player Services office. Players and USGA staff gathered throughout the week to blow off some steam on the ping pong table. Legoo tangled with Senior Director of Player Services, Robbie Zalznick. Looks like a rematch at next year's U.S. Amateur might be in the cards for the youngster from Jamul, California. Legoo would face Derek Hitchner. Hitchner has a wealth of match play experience and knows all too well what would be waiting for him should he get through to the semis.
I have thought ahead about what's on the line, and it's impossible not to, but I think that's fine as long as I'm able to manage that, and once you get into a shot, to be completely immersed in that moment, I think is critical.
The undeniable marquee match of the day brought together the last two megawatt stars of amateur golf to remain in the championship. Two-time U.S. Mid-Amateur champion Stuart Hagestad would square off against America's top-ranked amateur Sam Bennett. Hagestad and Bennett had their blinders on with one goal in mind, making it to the semifinals.
You know, this is why we tee it up, this is why we practice, this is, you know, what we play for. We're trying to win a golf tournament. You're gonna get nervous, but you gotta embrace the moment. You know, I like the challenge, and I like all the fans and, you know, the people walking around and having to hit, you know, high quality shots on a tough golf course like that. It's fun, and that really gets me going.
Hagestad and Bennett delivered on the promise of an epic match. They went shot for shot, dead even after 7 holes. As quickly as Gross got out of the blocks, Manetti was even faster to rebound by taking control of the match after winning 5 of the next 6 holes. Within 8 feet for birdie on 5, a converted 5-footer for birdie on 7, and then a long birdie putt on 8 found the bottom of the cup. From 2 down to 2 up in the span of an hour, Gross was left wondering if he could recapture the magic. But it wasn't meant to be for the 15-year-old. Despite picking off one final hole from Manetti by draining a desperation 60-footer for birdie on 11, Gross could only watch as Manetti sealed his fate on the 15th green with one final birdie. For Manetti, the 4-3 win would take him and his father Dean to the semifinals. For Gross, there is the comfort of family and friends at the end of a magical week. When we last left Carr, he was seemingly on cruise control, heading to a convincing victory over Alex Price. However, as the term states, to be able to cruise, you must have control. After trading victories on holes 9 through 12, Ben Carr started to leak oil coming home. Price made his move to just 1 down after birdieing the 15th hole, and was poised to take control of the match to complete the unlikely comeback. Carr was shaken and searching for his moment to right the ship. That moment came on the 16th tee. After a strong drive and approach, he had a chance to go 2 up with 2 to play. Despite the miss for birdie, he managed to stall Price's momentum. After a perfect drive on 17, Carr found what he was looking for, a perfect number to go for the green in 2 with a stock hybrid. Carr, along with his growing gallery, were able to march up the hill to victory after a closing birdie sealed the deal. Hitchner made a statement with a birdie on the relatively benign opening hole. Lagoo battled back. After 6 holes, these two were tied, with plenty of golf yet to play. As it did all week, the difficult stretch of holes in the middle of the course proved to be the deciding factor. Hitchner made birdies on 7, 9, and 11, and then grinded out hard-fought pars to methodically remove any opportunity for Lagoo to cut into his lead. After a birdie on 15 took Hitchner to 3 up in the match, it was all but over. Hitchner would avenge his quarterfinal loss at the Western Amateur just 2 weeks prior and move to the U.S. Amateur semifinals. The magical summer for Hitchner would continue.
Shea played incredibly well. He dropped a couple holes, but other than that, played just incredibly solidly. And I had to play probably one of the better rounds, at least of the year, just to have a chance at winning.
The par 4, 14th hole, was played over par all week at the U.S. Amateur, largely due to its treacherous back-to-front sloping green. If Bennett could convert this birdie, Bennett would go 3 up over Hagestad. And he does. The mark of a champion doesn't only appear during the trophy ceremonies. It occurs when your back is against the wall. This is where Stuart Hagestad found himself on the tee of the short par 3 15th. 3 down, 4 to play, no margin for error. Bennett and Hagestad found the green. And after Bennett rolled in his birdie, Hagestad had to convert to continue. and did. 3 down with 3 to play, heading to the 16th hole. Both found themselves with opportunities to apply the pressure, but Bennett played conservatively to the fat side of the green. This opened the door for Hagestad to do what he always seems to do in pressure situations: execute the right shot at the most challenging moment. Bennett secured his 4, Hagestad for birdie to continue the match. A cruel ending for any player, but when you're a veteran that's faced adversity on the grandest stages of amateur golf, these moments come with the territory.
I knew it was going to be a tough one, but like me and Courtney, my coach, talked about, we just got to continue to do the small things right, and we always talk about less and more, and I feel like we did that today. Even though we didn't have our best stuff, we were able to, still get ourselves in position to score the golf ball out here, and that's what you got to do, is just tee it and play, and hit solid shots, and I was able to do that today to seal the deal.